Stadium. We're on the eve of the 4th DGCL one-day international game, West Indies versus New Zealand, and it's a pleasure to have Coach Otis Gibson, the coach of the senior West Indies cricket team, in the studio more or less here at Warner Park and getting geared up for this important game. Coach, welcome to St. Kitts and Nevis.
Thank you, it's always a pleasure to be here.
Important series so far. The West Indies have been playing consistent cricket, something which you've been trying to talk about. You're down 2-1 here in the series, and the 4th one international game coming up. What are the plans?
Well, we're up 2-1. We had obviously a disappointing game on Wednesday. I think looking to wrap up the series, the importance of the game, the significance of dedicating the game to Renako Morton, and then the performance that we put in was certainly not what we expected. So we had a really good practice this morning. We had a good chat, so everybody understands the importance of winning tomorrow and wrapping up the series. So everybody's ready to go.
Coach, when you listen to the media, and I know sometimes you try to strive away from that, but you're hearing some folks still maybe not giving the West Indies the sort of credit that they need. You're hearing that New Zealand has a weak team, this, that, Toro, but this could be the strongest West Indies team so far.
Well, look, it's a good team. It's a strong team. The strength of the team is always dependent on the people within the team. The form, fitness, and stuff like that. The attitude and the mentality of the people within the team. And to be fair to the guys, the attitude that we've had, that we've shown since coming back from England, which was a very tough tour for us. We sat down and decided the attitude that we needed to have to win this series. And we've. The guys have shown that in the two T20s in the States, and then when we came back in Jamaica, that weekend in Jamaica was really good for us. The brand of cricket that we played was positive, obviously led by Chris and Marlon with the bat, but also the bowlers did a good job as well, So that attitude was a little bit lacking in the first game here in St. Kitts, and we aim to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
People talk about the West Indies as a one-man team, but I know you'll be quick to dispel that sort of chat.
Well, of course, no one-man team has ever won many things in any sport, So we need all hands on deck. We know we're number 8 in the world and they're number 7. I think winning the 2 games in Jamaica just took us ahead of them, But it's 2 teams at the bottom of the table that are, in my opinion, quite evenly matched, and we've got to show that we're better than them. The difference should be that we're playing in our home conditions as well with our home crowds, and that should help us to be able to go and put in good, strong performances in front of our own people all the time, So we know that we try to win every game, but the reality is that we're not going to win every game. But the attitude that we show that we have should suggest that we're trying to, and if one man dominates the sort of stats or whatever, and we win the game, it doesn't mean that we're a one-man team, because that one man still needs the other 10 guys around him to help him to be as good as he can be.
How disappointed though were you that by the performance on Wednesday?
Look, it was a disappointing performance on the back of, like I said, the sort of solid work that we've done before. The solid work that we did through coming out of a tough series in England, sitting down and having a really good chat before this series. The importance of winning the series at home, putting in a good performance at home. The last time we played at home against Australia, we put in a really good performance, and we should have won that series, and we aim to win the series. We're 2-1 up still, I mean, we lost the game, but it's not doom and gloom, We lost the game and we look back and we review all the time as we do when we went wrong, and then we aim to correct those mistakes in the next game.
Looking back at the game, the decision to field first, can you just talk us through the thinking in that, because that seems to have been a bone of contention by some people who figure that maybe batting first would have been a better option.
Look, we looked at the stats, we looked at everything. Then on the day, we looked at the size of the ground, we looked at the way they played, and so far we felt that we could chase whatever they got. It was a discussion between the captain and the senior players, and they felt it's a small ground, sometimes difficult to defend on, so they felt every ball, and we bowl well so far in the series. Felt that every ball and we bowl well, restrict them to get about total, and then we go knock runs off, you know, and we restricted them to 250, which is not by any means a huge total, and really and truly we should have got the 250, but we batted without discipline, without the sort of right care and attention, without the right application, and it cost us the game, you know. So, and it's something that we just, like I said, we've had a chat about already, and we don't expect to see that sort of batting performance again.
More so the approach to batting, or maybe did the pitch conditions change unexpectedly on you?
Not necessarily. It still stayed a good pitch, you know, but we just didn't occupy the crease the way we talked about. There were no significant partnerships. All the little things that we set ourselves, the standards that we set ourselves as a batting group, we didn't sort of hit any of those standards, and like I said, it cost us a little.
Coach, the squad, we understand Dennis Ramden has gone home. Vernon Thomas is coming to the team, and secondly, the support on Wednesday.
Well, look, I mean, you know, we've played a sort of half-decent cricket at home in the last couple of series, so, and the crowd was fantastic here. You know, there was a good crowd, a good turnout and stuff like that, and that's the support that we need. I think you saw the Australia series was the one for me where it showed that the public is starting to like again the sort of cricket that we're playing. You know, so the public in the Australia series, in Dominica, in St. Vincent for the 3 1 days that we played there, you know, the public came out and supported us, and that's exactly what we need. You know, we're trying all the time to get back to playing the brand of cricket that the Caribbean people have come to love. You know, we hit those heights sometimes, but the thing now is to do it on a more consistent basis.
And the addition of Devon Thomas?
Look, Devon, I mean, look, Randy's gone, he's getting married, you know, so it just gives Devon another opportunity. He's played for us before, this gives him another opportunity to stake his claim as, you know, we've got a lot of good, very competent wicket-keepers throughout the Caribbean. You know, Devon Thomas, Shane Dowridge, Carlton Ball is still there, you know, and stuff like that. So there are a lot of good, competent young keepers and stuff like that. It gives him the opportunity to just stake his claim for, if anything happens, you know, that he's a person that the selectors will turn to in the future.
Coach, I know if you had your own way and everything was going to plan, you would have a rotation of players so that you could maybe give people an opportunity, because the only how you're going to be able to learn and to execute in terms of what you want to do is to be able to just make sure that people get an opportunity. But sometimes that is not always that way, because you still have your job on the line and you really want to make sure that you build a West Indies team to get results. Is this something you'll be looking for in the future?
Look, I think, you know, in the future is to have a core group of players that you can call on at any given time, you know, and to get that, I think the HBC is going to help. A stronger domestic competition, stronger regional competition will help, you know, but also when you get all teams, if you look at England, if you look at the West Indies when we were dominating the world, if you look at Australia, they had a core group of especially fast bowlers, and the thing is, I think, is that this is where we need to go. We need to have a core group of fast bowlers. We have now some really quality fast bowlers here. If we can have a core group of fast bowlers that you can rotate all the time and keep them fresh. You know, we lost Shannon Gabriel through injury in England. We lost Kemar Roach through injury in England. Fidel was struggling a little bit in England and so on. But once we can get those guys fit where we can just rotate around, and then that gives us real strength. You know, and then it is just a matter of getting our batters. Most of our batters at the moment are in form, and the team, the final 11 is always quite a tough 11 to pick now when everybody's in form, and which is what you want, you know. In any strong team, you want competition for places, so people are kept on their toes all the time. And then the job of the selectors is to try and make sure, the selectors and myself and the captain is to try and make sure that we can come up with the right combinations to go and win matches, you know. This year so far we've won 2 games against Australia in ODI cricket, and we've won 2 against New Zealand, you know, so hopefully we can win the next 2 games that we have, which would sort of put our ODI cricket in good shape, you know, and then we look forward to the T20 World Cup in September and stuff like that. But the main focus now is to try and win these next 2 games.
You're talking about systems and you're talking about regional cricket. And I know you've made some recommendations because we have spoken before. We're trying to get trainers for regional teams, video analysts, because that is something that you've been trying to preach. We're training these people, but yet still when you look maybe sometimes at even some of the West Indian team, the West Indies under-19 team traveling to the World Cup, we don't have a video analyst going. You know, it sort of makes a battle. You come to the leeward, sometimes there's no video analyst, so you really don't know the progress in terms of what's happening. Should this be something which should be coming out from the board as a serious mandate so that it will make your job a lot more easier?
Look, well, I've made recommendations and all I can do is make recommendations, but you know, this is a conversation for another time. You know, I'm trying to focus now on preparation for a very important game for us tomorrow, a series-winning game. You know, so, but again, those things are things that are needed, and the things that we must continue to look into.
Talking about going back to this quick thing, just last question on just on that idea of rotation. What is your view in terms of volume of cricket being played now and everything else? Do you think it may be a stage now where you have specialist players, you have 3 specialist teams, a test team, a one-day team, a 2020 team, and players maybe not playing, maybe 2 versions, and just stick to one? What are your thoughts looking at the future?
First thing with the schedules are very, very tight anyway, so it's very difficult to, you know, I think the rotation is gonna be something for the future for sure. But the thing is that I believe people should be able to play all 3 formats. That's my feeling. You know, some people are suited more to one format than the other, but at the end of the day, I think all the top quality players, great players, should be able to play in all 3 formats. It is getting the job is to get the scheduling right so that you don't go from, for instance, for us this season, finishing against Australia on the 26th or 7th of April, and then flying to England on the 1st of May, and then finishing in England on the 25th to 24th of June, and then flying straight to the States to play another international game at another international venue on the 29th. You know, those are the things that makes the scheduling tough and makes rotation more of an issue. You know, and it's something that it's where we're going to have to end up.